Welcome back to the Next Human Lab podcast. I'm Simon. And before we go into today's conversation, I want to pause for a moment because something interesting has been happening.
What's been happening?
We've been receiving messages from people not just saying they enjoyed the content, but sharing how these conversations are showing up in their daily lives. Someone told us they started pausing before reacting. Someone said they finally had a real conversation with a friend. Someone said they felt understood for the first time in a while. And that matters. Because that's the whole point of this space. Not just to listen, but to experience something differently.
It's amazing to hear that. And honestly, a simple like or sharing it with someone goes a long way, not for us, but for the people who might need this and haven't found it yet.
Now, today's topic is something that sounds simple on the surface, but when you really look at it, it's something most people don't actually do. Understanding people, not hearing them, not replying to them, understanding them.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly common. Even in normal conversations, you can feel that both people are talking, but something isn't fully landing. Like you're exchanging words, but not really meeting each other in understanding.
Exactly. And that missed feeling is what we're going to explore today. Because most people think listening is enough, but listening is only the surface. True understanding goes deeper than words. And when you learn how to do that, everything changes. Your conversations, your relationships, even how people feel around you. In the previous episode, we explored why relationships feel harder today. Not because people don't care, but because connection has become shallow without us realizing it. And today, we're moving one step deeper. Because if connection feels missing, the real question becomes, what actually creates it?
And I think this is where things shift. Because understanding someone is not automatic. It's something you have to learn.
Exactly. And most people were never really taught how. So today, we're going to slow this down and explore what it really means to understand someone beyond just what they say. Let's start with something simple, but often overlooked. Words are only a small part of communication.
So when someone is speaking, there's more happening underneath?
Exactly. Underneath words, there's emotion, intention, context, past experiences. So when someone says something like, "I'm fine," that sentence alone doesn't tell you much. But their tone, their expression, their energy tells you everything. And if you only listen to words, you miss the real message. Here's a pattern that happens often. People listen to confirm what they already believe, not to discover something new.
So instead of being open, they're filtering what they hear?
Exactly. They hear something and immediately relate it back to themselves. Oh, that's like when I've experienced something similar. And while that feels like connection, sometimes it actually interrupts understanding because you're no longer fully with them. You're back in your own experience. Real understanding cannot happen in a rush. It requires slowing down.
Which is hard because everything around us is fast.
Exactly. Quick replies, fast conversations, instant responses. But depth takes time. And when you don't slow down, you only understand at a surface level. This is where it gets more nuanced. People don't always express things directly. Not because they want to hide, but because they don't always know how to say it.
So what they say might not fully represent what they feel?
Exactly. Someone might say, "I'm just tired," but underneath, it could be overwhelm, frustration, emotional exhaustion, feeling unsupported. And if you only respond to the words, you miss the depth. Here's something that changes everything. People don't need you to be right. They need to feel understood.
That explains why, even when you give good advice, it doesn't always land.
Exactly. Because advice without understanding feels distant, but understanding creates connection. Let's make this very real. Imagine someone says, "I've been really stressed lately." And the response is, "You should just take a break." That sounds helpful, but something is missing.
Because the person didn't feel understood first.
Exactly. Now imagine a different response. That sounds heavy. What's been stressing you the most? Same situation, completely different experience. Because now they feel seen. And when people feel seen, they open up more. There's also something happening internally. When someone truly understands you, your body relaxes, your guard drops, you feel safe. And that safety is what allows real connection. Let's talk about some practical ways to do this. First, listen for what's not being said. Ask yourself during conversations, what might this person be feeling beneath their words? Like, I'm tired might actually mean overwhelmed. It's fine, could be disappointment. It doesn't matter might mean it actually does.
That's helpful. What else can people do?
Second, reflect before responding. Instead of replying immediately, pause and reflect. For example, it sounds like you've been dealing with a lot. Or, that seems important to you. Even, I can see why that affected you.
And asking deeper questions really matters too, right?
Exactly. Move beyond surface level questions. Try, what was the hardest part of that for you? Or, what did that feel like? Or, what matters most to you in this? These kinds of questions open up real understanding. So today, understanding people is not about hearing more words. It's about listening more deeply. Here's something to reflect on. Am I truly listening or just preparing my response? Because that difference changes how people experience you. In the next episode, we're going to explore something that quietly breaks connection, miscommunication, and why it happens, even when both people mean well.
I think what stayed with me is realizing that understanding someone is not something that just happens. It's something you choose to do.
Yeah, and when you start choosing it, people feel it. They feel seen, they feel heard, they feel safe. And that's when connection becomes real. We'll see you in the next episode.